Good evening, everybody. We're at day 13 today. Tomorrow we begin the last week, the third week. I really hope that all this information has been inspiring and has motivated you in some way of good morning in the United States. Yes, I always say good evening, don't I? I'm only aware of what is happening around me. I hope that this information has, in these 2 weeks, inspired you and modified something within you, because if you have been practicing meticulously every single day, consistently, you should be in a habit now of just going there, like every single day. I'm going to breathe. I want to breathe. I now know what I'm doing to my body if I don't breathe. I want to enjoy the process of breathing. Breathing is something I have to constantly do. My body doesn't store oxygen. It's talking yourself into deciding that this is a done deal. I was designed to breathe consistently. I was designed to deep consciously breathe. I was designed to have this connection with my body. I was designed. This is the way it was meant to be. My lungs can hold this amount of air for a reason. And these 2 weeks, if you did do the breathing every single day, you are now used to the amount of oxygen coming in and ready for more. So in the next week, we're going to be introducing some new breaths. So now you'll be able to breathe faster, creating more energy, which then will consist of shorter breaths in and out, in and out, in and out, and then longer breaths. This will create more energy. So you should be used to it, so there shouldn't be any more dizziness. All right? And this is why I've left it for the last week. And we'll be exploring at least other 4 or 5 different kind of breaths by the end of this 21-day live events. Okay, good morning. So today I would just like to extend the conversation from yesterday's. And this is why it's important to watch the videos in the order that they are in. Because yesterday I mentioned the word triggers, and I got a bit of feedback on that. And what I'd like to do today is just remind you that we've been talking about oxygen, which then creates energy. Energy invites you to feel the effortlessness of things. There is no strain. There's no stress. It is the contrary of stress. Remember, shallow breathing made your body get into the sympathetic nervous system, where that nervous system in a state of emergency started releasing stress hormones. And because your body wasn't breathing, it wasn't getting rid of the waste. So it was feeling heavy, very, very low vibration, where everything was perceived in a very different way. So traveling at those low frequencies, you didn't have a broader perspective. So everything did feel like effort. Now, with all this information, you have been given the freedom of realizing that's not who you were. What was coming through you was a version of you that was stuck in a low frequency state of being. So you were having now perceptions of how life is without energy. That's all that you experienced. If you're young, so you haven't had just a couple of decades of this experience, or you've been on this planet for a lot longer, that's what we've experienced. We've experienced decades of living through life with no energy. Therefore, everything felt more difficult, impossible. With no energy, things feel impossible. More energy, things start to feel more possible. So when I mentioned the word triggers yesterday, that as you breathe more, emotions will start to come up. You will become aware of them. Celebrate. It's a cause for celebration. Now, what I wanted to bring up to you with the word triggers, you will become aware. You will become aware of what the mind is saying to you. Another cause for celebration. And the more you breathe, the more energy you bring within you. So now you're not operating at a mind state, you're operating at a energetic heart state, now present moment. Remember, when you had no energy, the mind took over. The mind said, don't worry. In this difficult state where everything's hard and impossible, I know what we experienced in the past, and I will protect you in the future. Because that's all the mind can do. It is a tool that we have available to focus with. That's all the mind is, a focusing tool. But because we had no energy, it took over and said, this is me. It took over an identity. And why I'm bringing this up now at the end of the second week is that I don't want to bombard you with self-realization talks of how is that you're not the mind and how you're not the body. You will discover this on your own by simply allowing more energy to come through your body by breathing. You will have more moments of clear state of awareness. It will dawn on you because your awareness is expanding. So the more you breathe, the more energy, you will be more rooted in the now moment, in this presence energy. Okay? So I'm just allowing you to become aware of these little things. I just felt a negative emotion. I just felt a bit of discomfort here. Okay, I'm aware of it. Cause for celebration. I just want you to know that you're going to become aware of it. So you have this information. So you're not going to be shocked. What do I do with this? I don't normally react like that. I don't normally do this. I don't normally. Yes, the normality that the mind was creating in the past is no longer going to be there. Now you're going to be more exposed to the unexpected. The mind is afraid of change, but you're not. You want excitement. You want creativeness. You want expansion. You want life to delight and surprise you. You want that. The mind is afraid of it because the mind only wants to think about of what it actually knows. And what it knows, it only knows things from the past. So this is a relationship you're going to have to sort of break up with, but effortlessly. It must become effortlessly. Do not stress yourself out. I was triggered. What does that mean? What should I do? This is not what I really wanted to suggest. It's just reach for that with a loving, delicate ease sensation. There is nothing to worry about, because if you're going to stress yourself out about this process, about being triggered and emotions coming up, then you are now instigating the sympathetic nervous system to go into emergency mode, and now you are the cause of the emergency. So by breathing and then getting stressed out because you can't figure out thoughts and triggers is going to defeat the problem. It's going to defeat the purpose. So relax. What to expect by breathing more? Your awareness is expanding. Your energy levels are rising. Your frequency of the energy is vibrating higher. You will be exposed to more clarity. You will have a higher perspective of what is happening in the now moment. You'll be less in the mind. Also said, you'll be less projected in the past, and you'll be less projected in the future. Everything that you will be focused on is right here and right now. And this is how life will start to surprise and delight you all the time. Now, 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 now. With more energy, becomes more responsibility. And I know I think I've heard it in a film somewhere. The responsibility is now, what are you going to do with the energy that you're producing right now? How are you directing? Where are you directing? Or what do you want to experience now? That is the only responsibility. Your ability to respond in the moment with this energy. I have all this energetic abundance. If you're going to translate, let's translate, everyone understands money better for some reason. If you're going to translate energy into money, and right now, right here, you have accessible to the infinite abundance of energy, infinite abundance of money, let's say, what are you going to do with it right now? Let me tell you this, energy cannot be stored. You either use it now or it gets wasted. It gets used now or it gets wasted. It's like having a bank account every day saying, listen, you have $1 million, let's say dollars, euros, or whatever currency, €1 million today. You've got to use it up all today. You cannot carry it forward to tomorrow. What are you going to do? Maybe that metaphor might have catched your attention, but that's what energy is. You are all energy. The mind cannot give you even 1%, 0.0001% of what the amount of energy you're creating can give you. It can give you a completely different experience. Your mind cannot recreate that. Do not try and understand this with the mind. The mind needs to become a distant old friend that you have no more interest in communicating with, because it has been limiting you, defining you, describing you, conceptualizing you, putting your little pigeonholes. This, what you did was right. This, what you did was wrong. He or she. The mind has this. That's all the mind can do, is conceptualize things, descriptions, definitions. It's like a little robot. That's all it can do. It has no power. And being in those low vibrations for so long, we've given a job to the mind that it wasn't designed to have in the first place. It said, you need to control circumstances, events around me and keep me protected. I'm in survival mode constantly. And the mind says, no problem. With the information that I have from the past, we'll make do and make sure that the future looks like it'll be okay. But you got to follow these instructions. Be sure not to take too many risks. Don't spend too much. Don't talk to strangers. Don't fall in love with the first person you meet. Blah, 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 blah. Chatterbox. Keeps talking. What do you do with there's no energy there. So do not stress yourself out. Yes, we have lived like that for many years. That's fine. Nobody told us how to breathe. We thought we were breathing, because if you ask everyone around you, do you know? Of course I breathe. I breathe every day. I love it when they say I breathe every day. It's shallow breathing. Shallow breathing creates no energy. Deep conscious breathing goes all the way down to your lungs. The alveoli puts the oxygen into your bloodstream. The heart pumps it up. You know the drill. You know what's happening. Okay, we didn't study it in the medical way. I've given you the facts. You want to go and, verify and see all the meticulous, fine. But the fact is that you do create energy through your breathing. Full stop. What do you do with all this energy? What are you doing with it? Are you recreating the same thing over and over again? Tell me, after 2 weeks, if you've been honestly breathing every single day, at least 3 times a day, the 10 breaths in the morning, after lunch, and in the evening, and maybe adding in some of those other breaths here and there during the day, have you not been feeling more energetic? Have you not been feeling less bloated and more lighter? Because energy, that's what energy does, creates light. Have you not been feeling calmer? Hasn't there been a skip in your step? Like there's a bit of rhythm. Have you noticed more? Have you become aware of more? birds chirping maybe, thoughts that you weren't aware you were actually thinking. I think thoughts like that. Oh my God, did I just think that? You start to hear, I became aware of some abusive thoughts in my head about myself, completely unaware. It was just like, kept hearing it and didn't budge. Like, yeah. And then one day I said that about myself. You become more aware, you expand your awareness, and now you start to realize, hang on a minute, if I'm the one aware of the thought, I'm not that. And it'll become more of a dawning on you, like, oh, I love it. There's a word, it's an aha moment. You go, aha. You'll have more of those. So with all the beautiful benefits that come through, oxygen, energy has no side effects. The side effects are all these beautiful positive feelings of feeling more energetic, feeling more clarity, feeling more up, lightened up, enlightened. You're more lightened up. You've lightened up a bit. You're not taking life as seriously. Because living in the now, there is always in the now, with so much energy, utter abundance, infinite abundance in all ways. That your sense of worthiness is not put into discussion at all. The love for self is not placed in any sort of, am I loved, am I not loved? It isn't even taken in consideration. You already know you are loved and you're not seeking out there. In the now moment, right here, right now, in touch with all this energy, there is no more conversing with the mind and the mind reminding you of the past. So then you don't repeat certain things and you keep. So don't do those mistakes. Just keep on doing it. And then if you do the mistakes, then you have to feel guilt, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. The more you breathe, it'll become effortlessness. Energy brings forth effortlessness. With energy comes effortlessness. One comes the other. Energy, effortless. Energy, effortless, effortless, effortless. Ease and flow. Ease and flow comes energy. With energy, you don't need to shove things or force things. With energy comes power. Light. There's no effort in energy. So just allow your awareness, because now you're going to be more clear. There's going to be more clarity. Clarity is a side effect of higher levels of energy. Okay? So no effort. Do not stress about negative emotions that come up. They come up to be released. Do not stress about being triggered by someone else. Someone says something and you feel awful. You live the experience, whatever comes naturally, authentically. Your authenticity is never taken into question. Whatever you come up, someone makes you feel bad and you bark at them, and it felt good to bark at them. It came up. But the question is, are you aware that you were triggered? The awareness is the cause for celebration, not trying to figure out why. Just become aware. While I was barking at the guy or whoever, I was aware I've been triggered. There's an awareness of it. So you're literally watching yourself playing out being angry. Can you sense the difference? First, you believed, I am the angry person. Becoming aware of the anger is witnessing yourself playing the angry party in the scene. You're always watching the one being angry. You are seeing that which is being seen. It's very different. And so now your seat of consciousness is the one that's seeing. The one that's being angry is just playing out. That is releasing. It is the releasing of that emotion. It's not trapped anymore. It's being released. So anger, fear, sadness, if sadness comes up, let it come up. The sadness coming up. Don't hold back the tears. Let them roll. Just let them roll. What you crying about? I have no idea. It's just coming up. That's why you cry or laugh at movies, because there's something trapped. Have you ever gone to the movies and you look around and some of them are crying and some of them are laughing and it just depends on what it's bumped up against. Let it out. We've all been socially conditioned to have rules, and you're not supposed to react like this in public. You're not supposed to just do whatever it feels like. If you want to cry, if you want to scream, or just let it out. But the more you become aware of your reactions, the more you're taking your rightful seat of awareness. I am sitting in the seat of consciousness, watching this beautiful being having its experience. You will not be misidentified as the mind for much longer. Keep breathing. Keep feeling lighter. Keep feeling powerful. It will get better and better and better. It just gets better and better and better. With oxygen flowing through you, producing that amount of energy. And yesterday we discussed exactly how many billions of cells your brain alone has. 25 billion cells. Can you imagine how many billions of cells your whole entire body has? Nerve fibers, blood vessels, muscles, bone, organ, everything. It is a magnificent product of art here. You must trust it. You must allow its wisdom to do what it was designed to do. Your mind cannot substitute even a fraction of what you're capable of. So do not get you stressed out. This will not last long. Keep breathing, keep allowing, and just take your rightful seat of consciousness as I am the one aware of. And allow to come in. This misidentification. I was having this conversation today with some friends that we believe that your seat of consciousness, who you really are, that powerful energy, awareness, presence, living only in the now moment because it's the only now that can exist, and the mind, and living in that low vibration, you and the mind have taken on this identity. And so your level of consciousness was focused on this mind. And when you start to breathe, you start to create a bit of space between you and the mind. And now you become aware, oh, I can see the mind. Oh, aha, an aha moment. And the more you breathe, the more division. And now you know this is you and not you anymore, the mind. And then why does it fall away? Why do we not believe in it anymore? Because you've taken away the focus of it. You take away the focus. And now the focus is all on the knower. I know it's possible. I know I'm loved. I know I'm worthy. I know. There's no more doubt. The mind would conceptualize and describe who it thinks it was based on the past. I'm not loved. My mother didn't love me. I'm not worthy. I didn't get the attention then. I had this happen to me. It's all based on the past. We need to let it go. You are creators. The mind has only limited and defined us for so long. That was the limitation, even with all the energy. And then you believe the mind. That was a limitation. You need to allow the energy to just let it go. It's doing its job. So the more you get triggered, the more emotions come up. It's working. A cause for celebration. Next time you get triggered, have a party. The next time a negative emotion comes up, any sort of discomfort, and you breathe through it, have a party. And just keep having a party, because it's the acknowledging, I'm aware. I'm acknowledging, I'm aware. Acknowledging, I'm aware. I just got triggered. And you breathe. And if an aha moment comes to you, a realization comes to you of why it came up, and you want to share it with your best friend, share it with your partner, share it with me. I'd love to hear them. It's the moment you share them, it's like sending that farewell letter. It's gone, because a realization, a deep authenticity came to you and said, I'm going to share, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let everyone know about it, because there is no more guilt or fear or what are people going to think about me. You don't believe that anymore. You don't believe that anymore. And therefore you don't care about it anymore, about protecting it or about justifying it or holding on to it. It can go now. Yes, once upon a time, I was very fearful about that, or I really felt, shy about that. I could never have done that. I don't care. Not that you don't care, like, oh, I don't care. No, you don't care because you don't believe in the lack anymore. You have this utter sense of power. You feel so lighthearted. Now you're not asking for things outside of you. You feel so full and abundant that now there's just, you want to give. You want to give, be of service. How can I be of assistance? There's more, the giving comes from you. There's no more taking. I need your love. I need your validation. I need your validation. Is everyone's at the moment. I need validation. How well am I doing? Tell me how well I'm doing. Why do you need validation from the outside? Because you're emptying, you have no energy. And ultimately you're not breathing. Ultimately we're not breathing. And instead of, getting on board on a spiritual journey like we did and going to retreats, it just dawned on me a few months ago that it was the breathing. It was the breathing that allowed me to shift and shift and shift and shift into higher and higher and higher, broader and broader perspectives. Yes, listening to other teachers, helped me reach for, how is it that he has that perspective and I don't have it? What is it? But the breathing, the meditating. And if I had known, I would have been breathing a lot more than only when, the hour of meditation in the morning and those 20 minutes in the evening. I would have been breathing a lot more if it occurred to me. These past 2 months, breathing the way I've been breathing, I have been more active I've never been before. I feel so much lighter, lighthearted, much more energetic. And the clarity, conversations with other people are so fulfilling. And I have less conversations with my mind. My mind is there and it can do whatever it wants. I don't mind what it says because I don't believe it anymore. I know now. I know. I don't need to ask advice to the mind. What should we do? What should we do? I know what I want to do right in the moment. And if I don't want to do anything in the moment, that's fine too. Inspired action, intuition, synchronicity. Start expecting those. Because with great energy comes great responsibility. What is your response? Your ability to respond to this present moment. That's all you'll be focused on. There's no thinking anymore. Thinking, you required thinking when you had no energy. You needed to strategize. I need to prepare for fight or flight. That's what the sympathetic nervous system does. It activates the emergency system, and now you're ready for fighting or for fleeing. when you have so much energy, you don't need to think about how to protect yourself or run away from anything. That is no longer your experience. It's a completely different paradigm, completely different. When you're not in a state of emergency, the body relaxes. The body's more confident. You're more confident, produces more energy. Now you're a beam of light, frequency, just vibrating everywhere. That's who you will become now. So let go of the fearful, scared one. And obviously it was fearful and scared. It had no energy. It did the best it could from that perspective. Bless you. You've done a fantastic job so far. But now let go. You know how to produce infinite abundance of energy. And now expect different results. And this is why I'm doing these videos every day. There's nothing you need to figure out. Who wants to figure out things is your mind. That little computer that says, oh, give me a problem. I will figure it out. No, it's fine. I'm giving you this information just so you know what to expect. And when it does arise, you recognize. You recognize. Recognition, awareness. Expand your awareness. Expand your awareness. Expanding, constantly expanding. That is who you are. And when you take your rightful seat in that seat of consciousness instead of in the mind, now you will know. And I won't need to tell you anything. You will just know. You will know. So this is your transition period. Let's call it your transition period. These 3 weeks are transitional. You might need a week or two more, maybe even a couple of months. But guess what? Eventually, because you've started, you are bound to reap these benefits. And tomorrow we're going to discuss each and every single one of them. All of the benefits. Yesterday and today, I really wanted to highlight the part of these triggers, these emotions, and these thought processes. They're bound to come out. And we've accumulated quite a few along these decades. That's fine. But you've started. Now you know. You now feel empowered. Now it's the releasing part. You've accumulated. Now we're releasing. And somewhere along the line, you'll be reaping and being the creator. So let's call it the decluttering process part of your life. And you'll find that you'll want to start decluttering even things around you, selecting what do I want to really wear and the rest needs to go. Where do I really want to live? And I'll change that. Who do I want to hang out with? And you'll start to, become more selective because now you feel empowered that you can choose. Before, in the state of lack or in a state of emergency, there is no choosing. Just accumulate, because the accumulation gave you a sense of more protection and things gave you a sense of identity. You no longer need that when you really know who you really are. And you will never identify exactly who you really are, but you will know who you're not, because who you really are is energy. But you can't even say that. You can't even say that. There is no form. You are that which allows all of life to be. It's a more profound conversation if you really, really have it, but you're not the mind, and you'll know that. The body is here for you to create that energy so you can experience that. But you'll soon feel that the identification with this image in your mind was never you. Because now who you are today will be different to who you were yesterday. And guess what? Tomorrow, you have new energy. Because you remember that $1 million expires on every day. The next day, you have a new one. Who do you want to be today? Infinite abundance of energy every day. It does not get stored and you cannot carry it forward. What are you going to do today with it? So I think I went over time again. So yes, the point of this video is please do celebrate every moment of awareness of whatever is arising. Whatever is arising, and you are aware of it, make it a cause of celebration. And remember, every time you catch yourself efforting or trying to figure out, stop. And if you become aware of you trying to efforting and figuring out, another cause for celebration. I hope you have a party every day, because that is the main benefit of breathing. You are expanding your level of consciousness and awareness. And this is what I hope for you. Because that is where you find your freedom. That is where you release all your limitations. And you find the sense of liberation. And that you realize that you were happiness all along, being dimmed down. You were light all along, being dimmed down. You've been powerful all along, dimmed down. You've had energy accessible to you all along, but you were unaware of it. That is my wish for you. I love you all so very much. Tomorrow I'll be starting the live event an hour earlier. So it'll be 6 p.m. It'll just be for tomorrow, and I believe the day after. Just 2 days, an hour. So I'm really sorry for my American friends. You might have to get up a little bit earlier or just watch the replay. But thank you for being online with me. I really, really enjoy all your company. Hi, Sharon. Oh, there's so many other people here. I will now look at all your comments. Thank you so much. But be good to yourselves. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Tomorrow we're going to do a new exercise, more faster breaths. So just keep breathing. Never take a day off from breathing. You want all that energy. I love you all so very much. Ciao.